Hello everyone. In this video I want to talk to you about why I like the Baker Act. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to all the folks that have emailed me and called me with regards to some of the other videos I put out. Some of you said you agreed with me, some of you said you disagree with me, and that is perfectly okay. I really appreciate the input, and more than that, I appreciate the fact that it was done in a respectful manner. It's okay for us to agree to disagree. It's when things become disrespectful that I take issue with that. So I really appreciate all the clinicians and other individuals who have reached out to me just to share some thoughts with me. It really has given me some things to think about, and I learn a lot from reading your comments. With that said, I wanted to chat with you about why I like the Baker Act, because as some of you have pointed out, it seems like I'm an anti-Baker Act individual, right? I don't like the Baker Act. The other videos that I've put out really are to point out when the Baker Act has been abused. So there are instances, as you know, you've heard me talk about, where it's not used for the purpose for which it was intended, which is to help people, right, to stabilize people. I see abuses also like that with the Marchman Act. I have fired a couple of clients who decided that the Marchman Act was a vehicle for them to punish somebody, to evict them, or to just take a little revenge. And I won't put up with that. I won't tolerate it. And I'm not going to represent people who use the tools that we have here in Florida, such as the Baker Act and the Marchman Act, to hurt people. Okay, as I tell people, it's a shield. It's not a sword. So with that said, with regards to the Baker Act, there are times where I do like it. In fact, I think it's a very, very important tool. For instance, we get calls from people who need an immediate response, and so while we can typically get into court on a Marchman Act within just a couple of hours, or if it's a guardianship, a day or two, sometimes that's just not fast enough. Somebody needs immediate attention, and if that's the case, I'll be the first one to tell a family you need to call 911. You need to call have the police come out to your residence and ask them if they will Baker Act the individual. And if the person meets criteria, 9 times out of 10, law enforcement will, in fact, initiate a Baker Act. The problems that I have with, some of those instances is where it's abused or where there just simply aren't enough facts to support, a Baker Act. So that, has been my, my issue with the times where the Baker Act is not used appropriately. Additionally, when we're working on a Marchman Act case or a guardianship case, there are times when a Baker Act is appropriate. So if we're in the middle of the process and somebody is in immediate crisis, we have a licensed clinical social worker who's part of our team, Evan Jershaw. I'll put a link in the newsletter to Evan's profile, which is on our website. And I will say to Evan, we'll call him and say, look, Evan, I need you to go to this residence because I think this person is in immediate crisis and they need help right now. And as opposed to calling law enforcement to go out there immediately, I want my social worker to go out there. Why? Because I want him to make a clinical determination if a Baker Act is appropriate. And if it is, he's going to call law enforcement and he's going to ask them to take the person to a facility. So I hope that this sort of clarifies some of the issues that I've raised. Again, please send me feedback. If you think I'm wrong, I'm certainly open to hearing that. I appreciate the respectful manner, and thank you very, very much for taking the time just to listen to what I have to say. If you need more information about what we do, you can find us on the web at drugandalcoholattorneys.com. You can email me, mark@drugandalcoholattorneys.com, or you're welcome to call me. The phone is answered 24/7, 561-419-6095. Until the next video, thank you very much.